Competitions Committee and also a member of the National Executive Committee of the South African Football Association, and that is Masitenyana there on my right. Then we have the General Manager of the 2010 FIFA World Cup Legacy Trust, Greg Fredericks. And you might be asking yourselves, why am I starting with the gentleman? In fact, I'm saving the best for last, since it's Women's Month. And next to me here, we have the director of, we've got the acting technical director at SAFA, Fred Hilton Smith on the other side, and a member of the competitions committee next to me here, Mayor Ria Ledwaba. And not forgetting the director of competitions here, who will also be our draw master. And let me also say a warm welcome to all of you here, SAFA staff members, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. And without any much ado, let me ask Greg Fredericks to just give us an address as to how this event will be played and how they come into being as the SAFA Legacy Trust Fund.
Hello. Good day, Mr. Sam Masitenyana, Fred and Ria, as I know the two of you. Members of the media, our colleagues in SAFA, it's indeed a pleasure for us to be present here this morning. In fact, as funders of this program, we are really very happy to be here, because often, you know, when you're a funder, you always wonder, are things going to happen? And the fact that we are here today is once again indicate that things are going to happen. As you know, that we've announced previously, the 2010 FIFA World Cup Legacy Trust received more than 4,000 applications with us last year. Our window was open between June and September, and we had to work through the 4,000 applications. One of the applications, obviously, I mentioned, the second one was to fund the Women's Regional League. The second one was for the HPC program, where the women are prepared on the long-term athlete development program. And both those our board approved on the basis that it falls in line with the SAFA Technical Master Plan, and especially one of the pillars which speaks to talent identification. Now we know that if you want to identify talent, it has to take place within the context of a longer-term program like a league. You can't just do it in a one knockout tournament, because people need to watch the plays over and over to make sure that what they see is what they want. And therefore we were very happy as the trust, when I say we, I mean the board of the trust, to fund this program. And we obviously are very happy that it's also a women's program, because if you really look at the funding of the trust in the last financial year, and especially the funding that went to national level, most of those funds went to women's football. And I think in that sense, it probably sends out a very strong message. And on behalf of the board of the trust, and on behalf of our chairperson, who is unfortunately here today, I want to wish SAFA very well, especially you, Jeff, and your team, Fred and Ria. I know Ria has been a fighter for women's football. In fact, the program that we fund, the HPC program, was really driven by Ria, and we received that application through Ria, and we're very happy to have stepped in and assist. Obviously, a program like the league should, in all fairness, be funded by a sponsor. But we know the sponsorship market is very tough at the moment, not just in football, but in many sports. And I consult regularly with other sports as well, and the message is the same. It's very tough. And I think that the funding that we receive from FIFA as a proceed of the World Cup, we must make sure that those funds are applied very judiciously, and those funds are applied in such a way that it will take South African football forward. In fact, that's what my board wants to see. They want to see that we fund programs that will make an impact on South African football. We know that initially, the initial amount was 450 million rand. We probably earned through very clever investment about 40 million rand already, just in interest. And we must actually make sure that the projects that are funded take South African football forward. In fact, the Secretary General of FIFA said in our first board meeting, if after 13 years there's no more money in the trust, and our national teams are in the top 5 in Africa and in the top 20 in the world, this fund would have done its job. So you see that as far as we're concerned, there's a big responsibility on us as the administrators of the trust to ensure that the funding goes to programs that will take South African football forward. But we are only the funders. The people that must make it happen are SAFA, and we are standing behind SAFA. We really wish you everything the best in this program, because I'm sure that what my board wants to see is what you want to see as SAFA, and that is what our country wants to see, that South African football goes forward. Best of luck for the program. We will be there to this weekend, and hopefully by next Tuesday, we'll have worthy winners, and for you, friend, more players for our national team coming through the ranks. Thank you very much.
Indeed, we want to see South African football moving forward, and we're hoping that these championships will produce, as Greg said, future players for Banyana Banyana. And without any waste of time, let me ask again Mr. Sam Masitenya, who's the SAFA NEC member and also the chairperson of the competitions committee, to also give us an address.
Thank you very much, MEC. Maria Letaba, May Frank, all our delegates who are here, dignitaries present today, SAFA staff, I can see all of them here, and the media. I think my coming here really is just to come to confirm to the media, as the MEC have indicated, as the man who's in charge of competitions in SAFA, that indeed we are going to be starting with this tournament coming this weekend. The date is there for everybody to see on the board. But even before I do that, it will only be proper for me, first of all, to try to thank the board of the trustees of the World Cup Legacy for having made the funds available for this tournament to be possible. I'm not going to be trying to repeat everything what Greg have said. I think you've said a mouthful, and we are very grateful to SAFA. And I would also take this opportunity to say, I think on behalf of the president of this association, we are really grateful for this, if we have to call it windfall, because all of us who are seated here will ask ourselves, what happened in the past? Who was actually sponsoring? You know that we had a relationship with APSA in the past, which lasted with the duration of the World Cup. It started in 2009, and that was just a CSI program that APSA was actually running as part of promoting and developing women's football, partnering with SAFA. But ladies and gentlemen, I think all of us, we know how difficult it is actually to acquire sponsorship for the development side. Not only for ladies, but even our own boys are basically struggling. And I think we've started seeing it as well when it comes to bigger teams in the country, that some of them are still actually struggling to get sponsorship. And I think it was very wise for SAFA to approach FIFA in the early negotiations to identify the need for funding of development after the World Cup. And today people ask you what is the benefit from the World Cup. And I think we are all here really to share that moment with us to say, had it not been of the World Cup, this tournament or this league that we are talking about, the Regional Women's League, would not have been possible. We could be coming here and say we don't have a sponsor, we're sorry, there won't be any tournament. But our planning was very good, and we can guarantee here that for the next 10 years, am I right, Greg? That at least we are assured that there will still be funding for development, not only for this league. I think we are also aware that we have nationally also started the under-13 leagues for both men and women, or should I say boys and girls, and as well as the under-15 leagues. This is all because of this the legacy trust that we have as a benefit of the World Cup. So I'm really pleased and grateful that, you know, the planning went very well, and we had through the trust fund, I mean, when we submitted our proposals, our business plan, they also supported it. And today we are secured. We know that going forward, we can guarantee that at least there will be development in our women's football and our junior teams as well. I'm not going to be wasting time and trying to be an expert on women's football. I think your appetite is really waiting for the ladies to come up on the stage and tell us more about what is it that they are planning for women's football. Mine is ready to support the ladies, and I'm sure we will hear today, especially from our acting technical director, friend, Dr. Smith will come here and tell us exactly what is it that we need to expect in terms of development in women's football, and I think all of us are waiting for that. Without any waste of time, thank you very much.